Hello and welcome to Wolfman Gaming. This is my Ghostrunner walkthrough and this is level 6 called Road to Amida. It might also be Amida. I can't remember exactly how you're supposed to pronounce it, but I'm gonna refer to it as Amida. And in this level we are introduced to these guys, which I usually call the shield enemies or shield guys. That is not the official name for them. I can't remember what they are actually called. And shield guys is actually not the name I usually use when I refer to them when I'm playing this game, but the name I usually use for them is not something that should be uttered online because there might be kids watching. The thing is with these enemies, if I were to rank the enemies in this game, they would be dead last at the very bottom, because I think all the enemies in this game have their ups and downs, their pros and cons, but these shield guys, they can just go fuck themselves. Because that shield is impenetrable for Jack's sword, unless if you use your special ability, your blink ability. Then you can attack them head on and slash straight through the shield. If I don't think that your other special abilities will go through it, but I'm not gonna swear to it. If anyone knows, please write it down in the comments. But blink will penetrate the shield, otherwise you will have to resort to getting in behind them. The fastest way is to jump and just try to move in behind them holding down the dash button. Otherwise you can run in circles around them and eventually you will get in behind the shield and you can slash them in half. And if you're playing this game, you will probably hate them about as much as I do. But either way, leaving that subject and talking about something else, because I'm excited. Because this video is very special, actually. And not at all due to the fact that it is the 6th video in my Ghostrunner guide. But it is not just the 6th video in this walkthrough, it is my demi-millennial anniversary. Which is probably not a term you will find in the Oxford Dictionary concerning the English language. I don't think that word even exists. But what I'm trying to say in my semi-pretentious way is that this is my 500th video that I create and upload to YouTube. Video number 500, people. That is just insane. I remember when I had my first anniversary, like 100 videos. Or the very first anniversary was just uploading one. By the way, quick note in this room, when you throw those shurikens, make sure to be quick and throw at the left one first, because the current will start traveling down the cable and reactivate those screens, and the electricity will kill you. But make sure to deactivate the left one first, because that takes the longest to reactivate. But either way, now while we are killing shield guys and whatever, I want to talk a little bit about this, because I think I have probably mentioned this before in other anniversary videos, but if anyone is new to the channel or haven't heard this story before, it feels so bizarre to have reached this waypoint or whatever you want to call it, because this entire idea of a YouTube channel started out as a drunken idea. You know, when you're sitting with your friends and you've been consuming too much alcohol over a too long period of time and we're reaching the small hours of the night, a discussion usually takes place. I think this is quite common amongst guys. I'm not quite sure how it is with the ladies. If any chicks are watching and know, please write it down in the comments. But either way, during the wee hours of the night when you have been drinking for long periods of time, it's not uncommon that a discussion starts. And the precursor for this discussion is usually either we should or I should. And the discussion can take different paths depending on your group of friends and your interests. It can be we should start a chess club, we should start role playing, we should make a movie, go hiking, whatever. With me and my friends, the discussion usually is we should start a band. And of all the bands I've started when I was drunk, not very many of them have actually come to fruition afterwards. Me and two friends actually once, because turning these ideas that you have gotten in the wee hours of the night is usually not a good idea. Alcohol-fueled ideas are seldomly very good ideas to turn into a reality. But once, actually, me and two of my friends, we had been drinking all night, and we got into the discussion we should start a band. And the day after, we went to, because there was a place in the little village where I grew up called like the Youth's Culture House, where they had a rehearsal room where you could borrow instruments, and they would organize gigs with local bands and stuff like that. It was a place for young kids to get some culture, just like it said, Youth's Culture House. Very music oriented. I think you could also like do some drama there if you wanted to. Either way, being semi-friends with the guy who ran the place, we went there the day after and borrowed the rehearsal room because we had been drinking all night and we were gonna start a band. The problem was we had gone past being drunk and now we were just hungover as hell. So our plan was to start a death metal band because we had experience from playing in death metal bands. That was our like main interest in playing music. But being so hungover, what little we played before we gave up and just went out to buy breakfast was some kind of sludge doomy. I was the designated drummer of this band. I can't play drums to save my life. More or less. I can play a few basic rhythms. I'm not completely lost at a drum kit. But during that state of intoxication or post-intoxication, every time I hit a drum, I thought my head would split in half. So, not a good plan. But some of those drunken ideas can have quite interesting consequences. Because a friend of mine, he once got a call from the municipal office that there now was a free docking space down at the small boats harbor. And my friend was completely gobsmacked, like, what are you talking about, lady? I'm not waiting for a docking space. And she was like, yeah, well, your name is on the waiting list. And having argued with this lady for a few minutes, he suddenly got a flashback of one drunken night when he and his friends, like, and this was 2 years prior to this phone call, when they were like, we should buy a boat. And during their intoxicated haze, they have actually gone into the municipal office's website and put themselves up on waiting list. Sadly, I gotta admire my friend because he called all the guys that had been there that night and asked them if they were interested. And sadly, no. One guy was like divorced, one was married, one had kids, one had lost custody. You know, like life had happened. So, either way, my point that I was gonna get to is that this started out as a drunken idea. During the wee hours of the night, I was sitting with one of my near and dear friends, and we used to drink together, play video games, and I started out like, I should start a YouTube channel. I should do walkthroughs, I should do blind playthroughs, unboxings, reviews, whatever, and hammered out of my skull. And my friend, being as hammered as I was and ever the supportive guy, he was like, right on. Do it. You should definitely start a YouTube channel. And I didn't. Because, as I said, those ideas should never become a reality. By the way, what you're supposed to do here is backtrack and then turn around, and you'll come back into the other room. You can chase those orbs until the cows come home. But either way, next time we met and we reached the wee hours of the night, the subject came up again. I should start a YouTube channel. And once again, he was supportive, like, right on. And this pattern repeated for quite some time. Until one night, when the discussion arose again, earlier in the evening this time, when we were still quite sober. And him, being a great friend, actually got really honest with me and said, dude, either you start that fucking YouTube channel or you shut up. Because you've been talking about starting it every time we meet. So either you turn that into reality, unwedge your thumb and go out, buy the stuff you need, start recording, or shut up. Because I am so fed up about hearing about it. I'm not quite sure if that was the verbatim use of words he used, but basically said, do it or drop it. And 5.5 years later, I am celebrating 500 videos. And I'm still having super much fun. I enjoy every video I make, and
One more thing.
hopefully I'll be sitting here in 5.5 years time again. And that will be 11 years and celebrate 1,000 videos. If I still enjoy it. Which I hope I will do. Right now I have a few projects going on and it's super much fun. And the comments I've gotten over the years from people watching my videos, it seems that you think I'm doing a decent job. Job feels like a pretentious way of calling it, but that people enjoy my videos, either that they find them entertaining or helpful, and best case scenario, entertaining and helpful. That is, I aim to my walkthrough videos, I want to make them as helpful as possible and hopefully be entertaining at the same time. But that is the end of this video, and I want to thank you so very much for watching, and I will see you again in my next video. So until next time, this is the Wolfman signing off.